Archer Aviation. Adam speaks about Trump 2.0. So guys, today we're here to discuss how Trump 2.0 will affect Archer Aviation. And I've got a nice interview here for us all to watch together, where Adam Goldstein talks on this very topic, and he speaks about the Anduril defense craft information. But before we get into this, help me with one thing. I want to turn this into a full-time thing. If you want eVTOL videos daily, and you want this channel to keep getting better, please hit that subscribe button for me, because I can see over the past 3 months, 86.5% of you haven't subscribed yet. I'm going to pump out subscriber only eVTOL content midweek, so if you want to be kept up to date going forward, make sure to be part of this community. Right, let's get down to business. Before we look at the Adam interview, let's discuss what Trump 2.0 means for Archer Aviation. Donald Trump's second term, often referred to as Trump 2.0, could have profound implications on the electric vertical takeoff and landing industry, with Archer Aviation standing to gain significantly. The return of Trump's administration might usher in policies that favour deregulation, particularly in aviation and technology sectors, which could streamline eVTOL certification processes. This would be massive for Archer Aviation, which has already navigated through significant regulatory milestones, like securing the Part 135 Air Carrier and Operator Certificate. Previously, under Trump, there was an emphasis on speeding up processes to benefit American businesses, and this can mean quicker paths commercial operations for eVTOL companies, reducing the time from development all the way to revenue generation. This efficiency could make Archer's stock more appealing to investors looking for growth opportunities. Trump's Made in America initiative might support domestic manufacturing, potentially leading to government contracts or incentives for companies like Archer, especially with its partnerships with major US corporations like United Airlines and Stellantis. Infrastructure development is another key area where Trump 2.0 could influence Archer positively. With urban congestion on the rise, there could be an increase in governmental interest in urban air mobility solutions. Trump's administration might prioritise funding or support for vertiports and the necessary infrastructure for these flying vehicles, directly benefiting Archer's plan to introduce air taxis like the Midnight aircraft to combat traffic issues. Economically, Trump's policies have historically leaned towards tax cuts and incentives for businesses, which could lower operational costs for Archer, thereby enhancing profitability and attractiveness for investors. An economic boost from such policies could also mean more consumer spending, potentially increasing the demand for services like urban air mobility. Then in terms of defence, Trump's focus on military spending could translate into opportunities for Archer in the military sector. Already showing its potential for its partnership with Anduril, Archer could secure government contracts if there's a push towards integrating eVTOL technology into military operations. Then if we speak about market perception under Trump, it often leads to more bullish stock environment due to business-friendly policies, which could elevate stocks like Archer Aviation, particularly if the company continues to meet or exceed developmental milestones. Increased visibility under a Trump administration, which prides itself on American innovation, might attract not only traditional investors, but also those drawn to a nationalistic appeal of supporting US tech advancements. On the international front, while Trump's first term was marketed by trade tensions, a more balanced approach in a second term could benefit Archer's global expansion plans. If US foreign policy becomes more favourable towards countries where Archer aims to operate, like the UAE and Japan, this could facilitate smoother market entries and partnerships. Now, I know you have been waiting for this interview, so make sure to comment below whether you think Trump 2.0 will be good for Archer and Joby, and I'll make sure to reply to you. This also pushes us out in the YouTube algorithm, so more people can see Archer and Joby content to further grow this Archer and Joby community. Right guys, here's Adam.
Is the founder and CEO of Archer Aviation, Adam Goldstein. Adam, welcome. And I'm somewhat familiar with eVTOL companies like Joby. So are you specifically in the defense part, or do you do personal travel as well?
Yeah, so Archer builds many different things, but we are building electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft for the commercial side of the world too. And today we announced for the first time that we are launching Archer Defense, which is our business unit that will leverage the commercial applications into the defense side of things. And we announced this exclusive partnership with Anduril to go build a next generation vertical lift hybrid aircraft. We also announced alongside that we raised an additional $430 million of capital to go with it, bringing our liquidity to around $1 billion of capital.
Now guys, a quick one. Let me know if you're more bullish on the commercial hybrid on Archer, or you're more bullish about defensive contracts with the Department of the Defense.
Do you have any insight on whether the incoming administration would be deregulatory on this specific use case?
Oh, yeah, I think it's going to be a very positive tailwind for the industry. The FAA has done actually a really great job in laying out all the frameworks to allow us to certify and build these aircraft. But now you're starting to see some of the international communities like the UAE really try to advance this and let us launch as early as possible. So I think the new administration is going to be very positive to really help make sure that America can maintain a leading position in aviation. And I think it's going to be a big benefit.
What would you say to critics who are still a little bit skeptical of this technology?
Yeah, look, there's helicopters out there today. The product exists today. Many thousands and thousands of people use these products all over the world. This is a just much more simple version of a helicopter. There's electric vehicles on the ground, and there will be electric vehicles in the air. These vehicles are much quieter than what exists. These vehicles are much safer than what exists. So who wouldn't want that? On the defense side, it's very clear. You even heard it today. President Trump sat there in front of the New York Stock Exchange and said his administration is going to focus very heavily on defense. We need new products that are autonomous. We need new products that are affordable, and it needs to happen very, very quickly. And so Archer built the last 2 generations of aircraft in less than 20 months. And that is an incredible pace. And that's the type of innovation that we need to bring back into the vertical lift category to really make sure America maintains its leadership position.
And if you're a Joby investor, do you like Archer's approach? Would you like to see more interest in the Department of Defense side? Or are you happy enough with what Joby are doing right now?
Of kind of doing EVs as helicopters probably faces a lot of technological difficulties. I mean, how big are these batteries or capabilities? How can they stay in flight? How reliable are they, and so forth?
Yeah, so we use a commercial off-the-shelf lithium-ion cell, which is very similar to the technologies you see on the ground with cars like Tesla. And so the technology is very proven. The safety standards are very, very high, and the reliability that gets built into these aircraft are quite incredible. On the defense side, when you start to move into more of the autonomous and affordable side of things, it becomes an extra benefit where you get to take advantage of the things that we've seen developed on the commercial side. So, for example, these vehicles have a very low acoustic signature and a very low thermal signature. So benefits that would be very applicable on the defense industry, but they're also much more affordable. So if you think about some of the manned systems we have today, some of the helicopter programs, they're very, very expensive. And this is an opportunity to now bring this new capability to the U.S. Department of Defense and its allies, and do it in a way that is much more affordable, that can allow us to keep pace and really lead.
So this was a really insightful interview. However, before you go all in, if we look at the likes of potential Trump policy announcements, these can lead to market volatility. And stocks like Archer, known for their swings, might experience even more erratic behaviour, potentially deterring some investors. Additionally, while deregulation can initially seem beneficial, sudden policy shifts might later introduce regulatory uncertainty. The broader economic effects of Trump's policies, including impacts on interest rates or trade, could also unpredictably sway investor sentiment, especially in speculative tech sectors like eVTOL. While Trump 2.0 could indeed be bullish for Archer Aviation due to regulatory ease, infrastructure support, and economic policies favouring businesses, investors should remain cautious. The potential market volatility and policy changes requires ongoing due diligence to navigate the dynamic political and economic landscape effectively. In relation to the Anduril partnership, I do have you right covered, so make sure to meet me here next and we'll go right through it.